Did you always think you were playing Sonny Vaccaro in this when you were reading the script? Did you always think that
I
you were doing
I
that?
Ben got the script and I was like, "Who do you want me to play? You want me to
Mhm.
play Phil? Do you want me to play Sonny? Do you want, what do you want to do?" And I think he went, he was directing it, so he
Okay.
was that is a lot of work, as you know, and so he took he gave me the bigger acting job
Mhm.
and took the supporting role because he was had his hands so full as a director. It's also hard to direct yourself. You really end up relying. I've done it, with Clooney a couple times, and that with Ben. It's you really need to rely on the people you're performing with to kind of tell you that to give you notes and say, hey, do less, do more. No, it's working. It's tough to direct yourself.
I'm chatting with Sonny Vaccaro for this show, Matt,
Great.
and I saw the photos of you standing there on the set as him with him. What's your favorite Sonny Vaccaro story that you got,
Well, I think
Matt?
he's such a lovely guy. I don't know how well you know him. He is just such a lovely guy, and he just what's so clear is how much he cares about the players, how much he loves the game. Like he really deeply loves the game, but really loves the players too. Um, and in this time, in this era, because kind of this after this whole deal was put together, the whole thing kind of descended kind of famously into acrimony, and people were fired, and and left the company, and what Sonny really said to me again and again, I think it was kind of the thing he really wanted me to understand, was that this time, the time that this movie is about, was really a joyful time for everybody, for all of them. He was like, we were all friends. Like they knew they were at this company that Nike was a weird company in the sense that, they had these rules and they had it's like live off the land. They had all these kind of crazy rules, but that now seem commonplace in companies, right? They all have mission statements and
Right.
all, but like Nike it really was meaningful. And that came from Phil Knight and they were outsiders and they were rebels a little bit. And that was one of the fun things about looking back at 1984. I didn't remember that Nike was the third place shoe. Like I of
Yeah.
course remember the Converse weapon
Yeah.
and Larry and Magic and all those commercials. But it was just right then that this deal got put together, and it just revolutionized everything. The way ads were, I mean, everything. It was just so huge. And these guys all, like, talking to Sonny about it. I mean, he's justifiably really proud that he was a part of this. And you know, when we didn't work with Nike during the movie. We didn't talk to them because we didn't want it to be, it's not a commercial for Nike, and we didn't
Right.
want that association. I mean, it's very kind to Nike, I would say, overall. And like, so the last thing we wanted is to be accused of doing a 2-hour commercial, because that's not why we made the movie. But when eventually Ben talked to Phil, funnily enough, Phil said the same thing. After he said we were all friends, and it's kind of like these guys are in their 80s now, and you wonder about that. And it really, Ben and I talked a lot after. It's like holding grudges, right? And kind of, Rob Strasser passed away after a few years after this all happened, and he
Mhm.
had left and gone to Adidas, and it had been this great betrayal to Phil. And you know what I mean? It's kind of, then you get 30 years past it, and you go, oh man, God, those were good times, and we were friends, and why, it really made Ben and I. It steered us into a conversation about letting go of some of those old grudges.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.